Joined now by Sweta Chakraborty. She's the U.S. president of We Don't Have Time, a social media network focused on fighting climate change. Sweta, interesting stuff there in those last two reports we saw. Give us a sense of an overview of world biodiversity. Where do we stand right now, would you say, as we look at this planet?
As much as I want to celebrate biodiversity, and especially on this day that we commemorate it, we are actually in the middle of our sixth mass extinction on our planet. And this isn't just something to be sad about in terms of species becoming endangered or going extinct, or those images we see of polar bears standing lonely on melting ice caps. This has real ecological security implications for us, our planet. Humans, and at a national level and at a global level, we are going to be experiencing impacts to our actual security because our ecosystems are collapsing. And so unfortunately, it's not just about the biodiversity loss and not being able to see the animals that many of us have grown up to know and love, but it's really about systems that are critical to ensuring life on this planet as we know it and the security of us to interact in a safe way with one another and with our environment.
Sweta, in that report from Yongjing Hao, we heard from some of the individuals there saying, we got to do a better job of protecting resources. It's the whole society's responsibility. I'm sure you feel that way. What more can all of us be doing, do you think?
We need to not just think about this in terms of, oh, it'll be sad to lose these animals, but rather, what does this mean, not just for the health of our planet, but for future generations to really have a secure interaction with their food, with their water, with places to be able to live free of disease. We know that interacting with the environment in ways that are not historically what we were doing with animals and other environments is resulting in increasing infectious disease outbreaks. And we're seeing movements of animals to different parts of the planet where they aren't necessarily meant to be habituated because of the way we have been interacting with the forests and with habitats. And so this is something that we need to recognize and change our consumption behavior on. Do we really need access to these types of animals and the foods that they produce or the goods that come from them? No, we can do better. We can demand that we protect and conserve as much as possible so as to prevent against some real dire implications.
We can demand better. As you look at the global landscape, are there some countries that are really putting the effort in? I mean, are there some that you look at and you say that's what we should be doing?
We see now a real collaborative effort leading up to COP26. Countries are recognizing that there are mitigation efforts that are aligning really to the realities of whether or not some of these species are going to make it for future generations to experience. And so there is a lot that is happening leading up to COP that we need to praise and be pleased with, but there is much more we still need to do. At an individual level, we need to change human consumption patterns, and at a multilateral level, we need to collaborate and work together to preserve ecosystems, because even though some of these countries have political arbitrary borders, ultimately a lot of these ecosystems don't recognize those borders. We see forests span across countries. We see so much of our natural resources being shared across different countries. And so it really comes down to that effort to protect these different resources that are integral to our very security.
Yeah, as we look at these beautiful animals, it's certainly worth the effort. Sweta, always great talking to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.